Evening, beautiful subscribers. So I'm here flagged by 3 amazing, beautiful women, 2 to my left and then another beautiful one to my right. And we're here talking about weddings. What's the ideal time to get married? One school of thought believes that maybe somewhere around 28, 25, 24, maybe you might hover around 35, 36. But then, now there's also the craze for people to trend for weddings. So guess what? I'm not the host. Don't worry, don't get it twisted. We are having a great conversation here, and then we'll go on and on and on and on. But let me throw in this. First of all, ladies, you're looking beautiful, every one of you. And so, I don't know who's going to take this for me, whether Fafa or Winnie or you, Portia. When should be the ideal time that I should get married? Do you think there's actually any time specifically for young ladies or young men to get married?
Okay, for me, I think there is no exact age for you to get married. Whenever you are ready, you can get married. But if you have plans of getting married someday, it's better to do it early because there is never the right guy.
Okay.
So you are going to find guys coming your way and you are going to be telling yourself, I'm just 25. I just started with this company. Let me get to 30 years, I'll get married. So this guy that is a good guy that you could have married then, you lost that guy, and then now you get to 30 years, and then you realize that all the guys that are coming to you are either very young or are older than you. And then you will still be thinking about that guy you met when you were 25 years, he had nothing, but because you felt, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, at 30 years, you are still not ready, because now you see that you look back and you say, this guy is now working, he has a lot of money. He could have actually taken care of me at that age, but now I lost him. And then it goes on and on and on. You keep postponing, this guy is not good. Nah. I'm the manager of my company, I can't marry this guy.
Okay.
You become picky. So just marry whenever you feel like the opportunity is there. You like the guy. Don't look at too many factors around the guy before you decide to marry him.
But it's not easy. Anyway.
Right time for you getting married. One, you need to have something doing, something going on, because marriage is for the two people, and then after marriage, what?
Exactly.
Those questions. Maybe school, you're going back to school after marriage, or you're having kids, and we are Africans. Immediately you get married, we're expecting a baby. 2 months, 3 months. Hey, when is the baby coming? Okay, so if you don't have something going on, if you don't have something doing, how are you going to assist like your husband or your partner? So first, you need to get something going on, and then you can get married.
Wait, how are you going to assist your partner in what? Like after the wedding?
After the wedding.
So what if he married me today, he marries me today, his contract ends the next day, he has no job. What do we do?
That is why you need to get something going on.
To support.
It's a support system. It is this and then that.
Okay, let's take from Whitney as well what you also think.
From the side where she said the lady has to get something going on, I don't really agree with that.
Okay.
Because there are some men who go like, okay, I don't want my wife to do anything, I don't want my wife to work because I can cater for her. So as the woman, I feel you should be smart. If your husband is giving you money, you should be smart and be saving some. Because he has married you, he has promised to take care of you, which he is doing. So if you are reasonable enough, you should be very smart to be saving or do something, invest them and do something with the money. But if you want to sit down till you get a job, till you get 5,000 billion Ghana, till probably you have to wait.
So let me put you guys on the spot a little bit. I like numbers. So we're looking at the ideal age. I'm looking at all the things, the descriptions you are giving around, all the scenarios. Do you think that we should look at, maybe as a woman, 25 should be cool, 26 or 27? Or you think that, okay, maybe as a man, they're Charlie trying, what 30 who cried before? Because before that time, there are a lot of things in front of you need to deal with as a man. What do you guys think? Are we looking at 25, 26, 27, 28? Because society has an expectation, whether we like it or not. We perceive that as a woman, dear, once you are between this age to that age, what's one warrior? And so yes, you should get involved as at that time.
but are you matured? You know, age doesn't come with maturity.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Understand? Someone can be 30, and then the way the person will reason will be like someone who is like 2 years. And someone can be like 10 years, and if the child is having a conversation with you, you're like, is that not my grandma in that child? Like, you understand? There are some kids who can really have a conversation with you, and you feel like, no, this is not a child talking to me. So personally, I feel age doesn't really count when it comes to settling with someone or getting married.
Okay.
So same with me. I don't think the age really matters. You can
Okay.
even be 21 years old, find that person that you like, marry the person, but you don't have to have kids right after marriage, because I know it's the kids that bring all these financial issues and all that. So you can get married very young with little budget and then start a life together. You can be in that single room together with this guy. You don't have to have kids until you are ready, like you are ready to take care of another little human being.
Okay.
But for adults, 21 years, 22 years, I can take care of myself, you can also take care of yourself. We can both get married and still hustle together. So the age doesn't really matter. I don't agree that you have to be very rich or you have to reach a certain age before you get married.
But let's go with the natural clock.
Okay.
As you are saying this, I'm thinking, okay, so with the natural clock, ideally a woman by 30 you should have a baby. We are hearing of a lot of fibroid issues. People need to, because of our food that we are eating.
Yeah.
The earlier you deliver, the better.
Yeah.
Your society is also telling you that you should get married ideally before you have a child, because if you give birth before you get married, we see you as some way. So does that not influence young ladies? Because I know a lot of young ladies who are getting married because of these all other reasons. It's not about maturity. I need to get this thing done and dusted so that by the time I reach pension, my child has finished university. So all these calculations come to play and said, okay, then let me get it done as early as possible. And a lot of people are doing this. Do you think, or do you advise that they should look at, because that's the reality?
For me, I think that if you're ready, you know.
How? That's what people keep telling us. If you are ready, you know. Tell us that if you are ready, your nose will turn pink or your mouth will turn blue. We need something that will show that I am ready. But you keep telling us when you are ready, you will know. But we want to know when we will know.
Let's say the government says when you're 18 or when you're 18 you can get married. Okay, so now you're 18, maybe you're in uni or at 20 you're still in uni. Some people, you know, so let's say, okay, let's say by 21 I have a small business doing, so I have little money that probably if I am married I can assist my husband or assist myself. Not let's put my husband out of it, but I can. Then I know I'm ready.
Exactly.
Physically, emotionally, or whatever thing it is, support system, I'm ready.
Okay.
So we don't have the exact age that maybe 30 years. Like she said, some people can be 30, but excuse me to say, they are not matured at all.
Yeah.
So we ladies, I don't know for her, we ladies don't have particular age that.
Well, I agree that sometimes you need a little push to get married, because you can be indecisive. You have this person, but you're like, I don't know yet. So you need that person to push you a bit. So sometimes your partner can push you, babe, let's get married as soon as possible. Let's do this. Because if you're on your own to make that decision, it's a bit difficult for you to make. So you need some kind of people around you. It's not like pressure, but like it's a bit of motivation, a push for you to get married.
I mean, I'll speak from the perspective of men.
Okay.
Ideally, you complete school around 22, 23. You don't get a job early. You wait about 3-4 years, so you're hitting 25. So when you finish school, you already have dependents. You have to take care of your sisters, brothers, uncle, this, that. All of these things, boys are managing. And so ideally, most guys, you find them getting married late 20s, early 30s, because realistically by then they're having some proceeds coming in, some pa movement is dropping here and there. And undoubtedly, the process itself is financially burdensome for some people, because the point is that I am a man, I need to honor her. I said man now for who say yeah, my worry no. Whichever way you would describe it is an honor. You will need to honor. So you want to flex your financial muscles a little bit and stretch yourself a little bit, which may or may not put pressure on you. So you have most of the guys getting married 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Because by that time, maybe I know I didn't because boys were chill too. Because you've gone through everything. You need to enjoy your money a little bit before some perceive you sell your freedom. So let me do what I have to do. Guys are not really pressured to do it in the early 20s, late 20s. So I'm just giving us a rundown of the dynamics and what goes through sometimes when boys will sit down to have a conversation about football, what we say, how we think and all of it. So ideally these things do happen and it can really influence the guys the age that they really do get married anyway. I don't know if we have any other submission in addition to that. You think it's a good move or you think you're advising guys to get married early?
I think it's a personal decision. Like I can't say you have to get married at this age or that age. Someone might be 20 and then the person will have everything, like money, comfort, like everything you can think of. Someone will be 40 and will have nothing.
Okay.
Someone will be 40, have nothing and go like, okay, the little I have, I still want to settle down. Someone can be 30 and go like, I have everything, but I don't want to settle down.
Okay.
So I think it's an individual decision.
So it means that people really need to understand that journey first before they really get themselves involved.
Marriage is a big thing. You can't just go like you're jumping into it. So you need to understand the basis of it. It's about compromising. So you need to understand it before you get into it. Not the pressure from outside or not this and that, getting married, the trend or something, because this person is doing it that way, let me do it this way.
So there's a purpose, it's an institution which has a purpose and people need to understand that purpose.
It's been ordained also from God that we have to get married. So it's something we need to do and do it properly. Yeah. You're married, right?
Sure, yeah.
You're also married. Okay, so how did you do the preparation? How did you find, like, how did you go into?
Okay, so I would say fortunately for me, it was during COVID. So we were supposed to invite, I think that was when the restrictions came in and then we were supposed to invite just 20 people. So my husband had 10 slots, I also had 10 slots. Oh my God. And it was, Obi saw me buy a wedding. My aunties from villages and things, but I mean, it's center, we couldn't do anything about it. So, but it was very intimate, it was solemn. Like you could feel like there was actually a ceremony.
Was it 20 for the traditional or 20 for
everything?
Everything. So there was a traditional and then we just did the signing there.
Wow.
Did it help your budget?
Very much. Like
you saved a lot.
You saved
a lot. Because before that, you see, we're planning. So of course, like people we're talking to, the prices and everything, yes. And then Akufado was like, no, please, you need to save that money. Like, okay.
And you were like, hallelujah.
Amen.
Whilst you were saying hallelujah, some of us were asking why? Because refunds.
Yeah, you could have postponed the wedding. You could have postponed the wedding.
Oh, we didn't want to
get enough.
We didn't want to. Because there's this myth about postponing weddings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you keep postponing, you keep postponing.
It's a sign of bad.
But I'm sure you miss some people, particular people you wish, really, like today when you look into.
Not necessarily.
Really.
Probably just my friends who come and make noise.
They give you money. Some will give you money.
Oh, if someone really wants to give you money, the person won't have to be there to give you money.
Wait.
Yeah, anyway. And then how was yours?
Well, for me, I wanted something very small because I'm an introvert. I prefer to just be in my corner, do something without too many people noticing me. But my husband-to-be, or my boyfriend then he wanted the thing very loud. He wanted everybody to attend. And he has a lot of family members, a lot of friends. And I have just a few family members and a few friends. And my bank account was nothing. I think at that time I had just like 5,000 or 6,000 in my bank account. How am I going to buy this wedding dress? How am I going to pay for the venue? How am I even going to do this? And he was like bent on us getting this, like that kind of wedding.
Yeah.
So I had to compromise. I was like, okay, if this is what you want, I'll support you. And so it took us like 9 months to plan the wedding because we had to start in bits. We started paying people
bit by bit.
Yeah, bit by bit. We what else did we even do? So we had a traditional wedding, very small, like I wanted, and then he had the glamorous one. I had horses leading me to the church, and my girls following me, and everybody was in white. He wanted everybody to be in white. I was the only person in yellow, my favorite color, and the introvert in me was so shy. I was just praying for the day to be over, like, and that is actually somebody's best day, but for me, I was just like, God, let all this be over. Let me go home. Let me go.
Because you're not used to
I'm not used to these kind of things and all that. But at the end of the day, we got like 150 people coming. There was enough food, so we had to really like make it strictly by invite. So if you don't have a card, there's no way you can come. So we restricted the numbers to 150. Even with that, I was still very, 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 very shy.
That wasn't your ideal number.
That's not what I wanted.
It happens like that. That's fine. That's fine.
Since you two are in the wedding planning industry, what kind of budgets do you guys work with? Like the least budget you can work with?
It depends on the number.
Okay.
And then the type of decor or type of event you want, from the planning to your dress, to your ring, your makeup, the MC, the food. So it depends on your budget. Some people would come and want all the luxurious thing, but their budget is really scanty. Yeah, so to me, when you come to me, I would ask you of your budget.
Okay.
And then we work with the budget. Some people, their budget is really, really, really small. So you have to let them top up or something. So it's let's say it's the numbers and then it's your budget also.
So can't you get like cheap things, like maybe a balloon that is cheaper, the
No.
backdrops that are cheaper?
No, my dear,
to fit
because I will not do something cheap for you and then sister no ye deco no. So no. So we would rather do lesser people, nicer decor, and then get things done properly.
Exactly. So with what she's saying, you see, take this basket of fruits. So it's a full basket. There are different elements within it, which determine the cost price. I mean, the cost function. So there are different elements in it. So you might have an MC who charges this, another MC charges this, another MC charges that. What the planners seek to do is to optimize your spending so that they make sure that we find the right balance between getting a quality work done and what you can realistically afford. We try to weigh it and try to balance it, because there may be instances, I've seen instances where you have an amazing decor, an amazing DJ, a very bad MC. It messes up everything. So they try to find the balance. So the cost function will be, I mean, the determinants it varies. So you might want a 500 wedding. You've seen something on Instagram trending, these guys did this. You know yourself that you don't have. Some people will go to the planners and say, I want this same type of wedding, this same type of napkins, this same type of nasikano. How much do you have? You don't have it. Okay, can you find something almost like a okofabanso weighing effect? So then there are a lot of people who really do not know what they want. So they are looking at my dream wedding. Check it versus your pocket. What do you have? Definitely, when you speak to your planner and it's beyond what they can really do for you, they will be professional enough to tell you, we seek our way, and so there will be somebody somewhere who will be ready. Can be a startup. The person just got in, wants to impress. We decide, let me cut off my profit margins. I don't mind because I want to be out there and I'll still do it for you. I don't really care about getting the profit. So let me still do it for you. But you should know what to expect. That when you're having a 20,000 and you want to do a full complete wedding, you will not get it as somebody who is spending 100,000. Be realistic with your pockets and your expectations. That's what I think.
But can you make do with what I have? Like, okay, I have 10,000 cedis and I want this and this and this. Sometimes you can make do, or you can even advise me, okay, so with your 25,000, I think you can do this and it will be nice.
Yes,
so like something like that.
I was saying from the beginning that I'll ask your budget, but you don't bring 25,000 to me and expect 500 guests. You understand? So the numbers,
so the numbers that determine the cost.
Yes,
a lot.
But not for you. And an MC, the numbers has nothing
not
to do
for
with.
me. For me, my parameters are different.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So hers will be the numbers, mine will be the time
and
I
then
spend.
location also.
Okay.
You give me 10,000 na ebia yokukumase. Kumane said no cry and ho. Yes, happy faka twice to go downtown, baby. And you are giving me them how much do I even spend on transport and workers?
Okay.
Also, logistic coming in. So we look at all those things and then we factor them in.
Okay.
So it's not about we event people charging you, but it is about what the clients bring on the table.
Okay.
Obekwa fight Miami decobi, then brings it to you in Ghana. Say, no, but yes, we can do it. We can work around it. But your budget is scanty.
So are you saying that if you don't have money, we shouldn't marry?
You can get married, but do it according to what you have. Don't be pressured. Like you want the trend, but you don't have the finances, to go with it.
Because it comes with spending.
Some people go ahead, they borrow. I have a lot of people who owe me. Oh, madam, me kabi I may uncle be Finland, no sure be mommy say. Why would you even depend on uncle Bia or beba? You understand?
Yeah.
And then you baby wedding and they owe you. If you're a planner, when our planning bibia, when I'm what is Madira be for sister, now no way no. Yes, we get them a lot of time.
So for me, I think that people should cultivate the habit of planning their wedding. So I'll give an experience. I've moderated over 500 weddings. And my experience with this is that people who plan way ahead, trust me, on the day of their wedding, everything is seamless.
Yes, that's true.
I never take a gig that will come a week or 2 weeks. If you call me, I will not come. Because it's very obvious that you did not even factor me in your plans.
Yeah.
And so you didn't even think about me or know about me. And so I will not come.
Even
because
if the money is good?
No, it is not for money that I do this. I'm being honest.
If the money is good,
I have turned down a lot of some of these offers because
so
you see,
Stoneboy and the wife come to you.
I will not do it.
Do it.
You know why? Let me tell you why. Because what we are doing for
Okay.
my work is to give people an experience.
Okay.
Now, the experience comes by understanding what I'm going to do. And I have my pedigree and the brand to also manage.
Okay, of
and so
course.
if you give me trouble, I will not be at my best. I'll leave the event. MC That is $1 million loss for me.
Makes
and so
sense.
I will not step in. So it's very obvious that you're not organized, you're not well sorted. And because of that, you see, it's when we train and guide people by that. A lot of people who come to me, it's a year ahead, 2 years ahead. I had somebody 3 years before she booked me.
Oh.
That this date is the date I'm getting married. Such people, you know that they are really planning this. And I tell people that sometimes family members support people financially.
Yeah.
A lot. In Ghana, there are a lot of family members. If my daughter grows up and she's getting married, I would support her.
Of course.
You understand? There are a lot of people who support their, but there are some people, their families do not support them. You have to do it on your own. It is fine. But it is better for you to know. If you're the type that knows that, one day I'll certainly get married. There's nothing wrong with you putting some amount of money preparing for this.
Yeah, I agree
Because
with that.
come what may, you know yourself that you get married. Fine, the man is not in, the woman is not in, but you know, trust in God that someday it is better to put, and people should plan ahead. It helps you. It won't put that burden on you because it's, the truth of the matter is that once you decide to do a white wedding with a traditional, you would spend some money. If not for COVID, that will come and save you, like say our sister here. You will definitely spend. You will spend some money, irrespective of how small.
You can't even rely on the man alone. That
you will definitely spend some money. So why don't you accept the reality and know that this is what I have in my pocket, but I want to do it this. If it is 20 for you, that will work. Fine. If it is 500 for you, that will work. Fine. Whichever numbers you want to, you need to be confident in yourself and say, I want to deal with 50. But some people will give you 50 and 150 will show up. And that's what they experience all the time. And then they'll start blaming. And then the decor person, you didn't bring enough chairs.
And their mothers will call you, please, can we have 20 chairs?
From where?
From where? You answered my question. Because if I'm working, I live in Tema and I'm going to work in maybe Teshi.
Yeah.
And my logistics are also coming from Tema. Because probably I have everything and I'm bringing there. And you tell me that we are having a wedding for maybe 100 people and I even have extras for maybe 10. And then now the wedding is going on and then we have 50 extras. How am I supposed to get logistics? And I have planned this. You've given me your money to plan it. So let's say we're using maybe this bowl of money to do this. So the extras, we need to know how much more. I can't just do it and then finish up, oh, we added this. It's not understandable because it's human.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
So how many months or weeks or days do we have to give you as notice before you plan the wedding for us?
To me, 3 months.
3 months is
Fine.
cool.
Yes,
Same with you?
ideally.
To me, 2 months is even enough.
Yeah.
2 months is enough.
Yeah.
And I'll give people watching some tips when it comes to cost saving ways. People are really cost sensitive nowadays. Marry during off-peak seasons. Don't marry in December.
In December, please.
If you know you are cost sensitive, even one cedi that you see in the budget today, she presented a budget, it was 1,000. The next day she brought 1,001, one cedi. Then you get angry. Hey, why did you add one cedi to the budget? Because you are very sensitive to cost. Please don't go in for vendors in December. Those are peak seasons. Certain burgers are about town. People are having a lot of people, events is going on, end of year party. Imagine if I'm into rentals, this same chair that I'm giving to you at 10 cedi, MTN wants the same chair. And you want to do, okay, Tesoma me at 5 cedi. I won't. At that point, somebody wants it. Would you do it? You won't. It's natural. The demand is high. So you need to understand the gimmicks. And then somewhere at the beginning of the year, February, March, April, there's no much pressure. So she can do like one wedding within, or 2 or 3 or 4 within a month. December, she has about 10. And so you said, okay. So at that time, she also wants money. She's into business. The things are there. You come and she say, even if she says 10 cedis, okay, it's mama 5 cedis. Obi my or the mama okay, then let me give it to you.
So what if I book ahead? So like in January, like now, I book for December.
I have weddings that are booked in December.
Yeah, so does that mean you're going to increase the price or something?
Because the only thing we increase is when it comes to fuel. We are in this country and we know. So sometimes when I give you invoices, I don't add TNT till time. It's understandable. So
no, for me it's not understandable. If I give you 100,000, I want my wedding in December. I'm not going to add anything again. So it's now up to you to manage the money. No,
for that one, let's say me, I will tell you that your 100,000, you brought it. But in December, transport goes up. So you should, like, it's your clients. You should have that relationship with your clients. You're planning the whole thing. Until now, she's your boss. Until Bibiana, you report. Report. You should have that relationship.
Because you're accountable to.
So that you can call him or her at any given time too. So when you have that relationship with the person, so in December, prices shoot up a little bit. So we've planned everything, we've paid for everything, but transport, dear, it could go up.
Even rentals.
So, yes.
Like he was saying.
No, rentals, when you book, let's say the December weddings I have to come, they've booked, they've paid an amount, like a percentage. So logistics are booked. If I have to buy flowers, it's already bought. All those things are made. Immediately you pay, it means that you've booked. So we have to start working from now till then.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
And you. So when a wedding trends, how do you benefit from it? Actually, if there's someone who is not on social media to see it, but the person hears that, oh, maybe Judith got married and then like she was dancing, but the person hasn't seen anything. The person is not seeing any mention or anything. How do you benefit from
so let me attempt to answer that by going into the concept of trending. There are 2 ways of looking at it. There's the intentional aspect. There are brides who come to Mr. Pratt, I want to trend. Because of trending, I upgraded my phone. Because there are certain shots, for me, I've learned from the technical guys, I watch them, that I will give. Because most of these international bloggers, Bella Niger, blah, blah, they are not here. So they pick the feed from some of the vendors from here. So they want quality. So there are certain shots that I can take that will make you trend, which I know.
Okay.
So there are certain brides who say, I want to trend. That's the intention from day one. So even in the selection of their vendors, they are very careful. They want vendors who are loud. Huge following on IG. So when these guys blow, everything goes out there.
Yeah.
That's the intentional aspect. Now, there are some people who do not intend to trend, but their love is beautiful. You know, when you say the way the guy reacts, naturally, you can tell. The way he smiled when the lady kissed him. The way she's even walking. Sometimes some couples are very cute. You look at them and people are able to even calculate how their children will look like. So they want to see more. Naturally, these ones would also trend. So there are two ways of looking at it. There are some people who intentionally, there was a bride I had, she intentionally came from the US and said, I want to be the talk of town. So for some vendors, yes, it does come with an
if I want to trend.
Yes.
Because you have to get people.
So what if I don't trend? What if
No,
you don't make
but
me
in
trend?
most cases, you will. So this lady sat us down. She 2 weeks, she came down. She put all the vendors together at a very luxurious hotel, gave us lunch, and sat us down for a briefing and said, guys, this is it. I want to trend. Whatever you're going to do for me to trend. So on that day, what it means is that even whilst I'm working, my assistant constantly is going live, posting, because trending works within a time frame. Because when the story is done after a week, forget someone is coming. So within that week, you will see me posting numerous times. So I'm working, but somebody is posting, somebody is on my story. In a week, you see that, okay, then Bella Naija will send me a DM, send me this video. I send to them. Then the next thing is that once Bella Naija blows it out, then it's going. Then you see that all the vendors, we said, okay, let's agree on one particular video. When it comes Monday morning, all of us blast it at the same time. So you pick up your Instagram, you go to her, this picture is all over. Because there's a conscious drive by all vendors. Because so when it happens like that, you're giving an extra work. Extra work means extra time. Extra time means you need to pay.
No. This means exposure for you. If this wedding trends, everybody's going to see you. You were the MC.
I agree.
So I don't think it should be an extra cost.
I agree.
Extra.
So the extra hard work we did,
which is posting and posting.
Yes.
Come on.
this
is for your own benefit.
I'm not the IG person.
Great.
I am not. So, but if you have to trend, I have to get some extra hand to do it for me.
So you don't want to
So
trend?
I have to,
you also want to trend in a way.
No, not
You
in the trend. And I have my clientele. Some of my clients never want to.
They never even want their pictures out.
I have a lot of work. I can show you a lot of work from December till now that I have not even put one day because they don't want it. You understand? So we have.
So once I get a client, for instance, I have a posting policy. Do you want it on social media or not?
Yes.
If you honestly tell me no, I will not go there. They are all on my phone. I'll just add mine and send it back to you.
So
no,
you can only do it on your status, not on IG.
So you guys do not want exposure. Is that what you're telling me?
It's a 50-50 affair. So the exposure, at the end of the day, who benefits the most? Not me.
I don't benefit. Let's say I am a banker, my video trends. Like, who cares?
No, you are the one who came to me and said, I want to trend.
I'm not even going to gain from it if
it's for the social good.
I'm not gaining from that.
You I didn't tell you I wanted to trend.
No, you came to me to tell me that I want to trend.
I'm not benefiting from it.
Do you know
That's
how
what
you
I'm
benefit from it?
No, I'm a banker. I work 24/7. Like,
you are one. There are a lot of people who tell me that. They have various reasons why they want to trend.
Okay.
And I'm not going to bash brides who say I want to trend.
Of course not.
Because somebody, it has not been an easy. This bride I'm talking about from US, she's had, within about 5 years, about 6 failed relationships. She wants to tell the whole world that I am married. It gives some relief. It fits into her ego. I have done it. There are some men who also say, I want to honor the woman. There is nothing wrong. Their honor comes by giving the woman mileage. One thing about trending, it's a cultural thing. It's behavioral, how we have been integrated into a system. So I feel privileged while worrying what's in the name. It is part of us. So nipa say okay, na me pese me ti oba na nim. Mami obi ehun se ma worry no. I've changed her status from single to married, and so it is honorable. So let me do it and do it well. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. So let's say for you, the organizers, you get a chance for the first time in your career to maybe MC or plan maybe a celebrity's wedding, you see that joy you are going to have when you post it on social media. You would want to trend, right?
Certainly.
That kind of satisfaction, wow, I have planned this person's wedding. So is it like an extra work you are doing to post and post and post and post the person? No. So why don't you just add the posting to whatever you are doing, instead of saying because you are going to trend, I'm not going to. You have to pay. You have to pay me extra.
What if you do the celebrity work and she says don't post it? What are you gonna do about that one?
Even if you post
because
one, it will fly.
I've had a lot of celebrities I've done jobs for, and they don't want. I don't want my picture out there.
Okay, let's assume there is one that wants the pictures out there. You are going to get exposure as well, and it's going to trend.
So it's the balance. I understand your question. There are certain weddings.
Yeah.
The celebrity is doing the wedding. He's not even called a photographer, but the guy, because his friend is doing it, I want to pass through so that people know that me too, I was there and I took a picture.
Yes.
It drives traffic. I'm holding on to that in Munyam, so me too, I'll collect some that I was even with the vendor list. Some people would even get mad that you didn't include their name in the vendor list.
Exactly.
Let me tell you what it does for them. It puts you in a circle and upgrades your brand. Because if they see that I'm on the same list with Fafa, this, hey, so every time Mr. Pratt is doing it with this person, people will perceive your brand. Brand is about perception. People will perceive your brand as within that class. So I'll not come to you and say I'm coming with this body, because they know that I will not be able to afford it, because if I have to go to this vendor, he's within this class. That's what it does to our credibility index. That's what it does for us. How to balance it with the bride who says, okay, it's your job, so post me. So I am posting you like a normal post, which I'll do like 2 or 3 posts per wedding per day. But because you said you want to trend, I have to do the extra of posting about 10 of them, doing stories, being creative with everything. So I'm doing extra work because of your expectations. That extra work is what I'm saying. Pay me something to, because I could have used that time to do something else.
You're also getting the exposure. That is all I want you to get. You are getting exposure.
Well, personally, I think that at the end of the day, whether you start small, you marry early, or you spend $1 billion, or the most important thing, one wise man told me that the easiest part of the marriage process is the wedding ceremony. Now, if the wedding ceremony you are struggling, which is the easiest part, then the marriage there, because I were in the same room, and it depends on the individual. So I think the most important thing is that the ceremony is beautiful and everything is beautiful. It sets the tone for the journey. But for me personally, I think that the most important thing is the two of you, because half and the two shall become one means you bring half of your nonsense, I bring half of my nonsense. The becoming process is a long period. Sometimes my parents have been married for 40 years, they are still not one. They fight every day. That becoming process. So for me, I think that it has to be the individuals, and then people need to understand the purpose of getting married and taking one step at a time. I don't know what you ladies also think as well.
I think also like it's about the two of you coming together after all is said and done. The wedding, your wedding gown, whatever it is, the two of you are going to now live together. So you need to compromise. I always say that you two need to compromise, otherwise it won't work. No matter how much you spend on the wedding, if you don't compromise. And respect.
Of course.
Yes, those two things are for me, that are my goals. Yeah.
Okay. So I think you should just have the kind of wedding that you always dream of. If you think I want to have a very big wedding, just start planning on time so that when that day comes, you will not be stressed, you'll be happy. Because I feel you can only do this once in a lifetime. So if you want it in a particular way, just plan towards it and have it. Because there is a satisfaction in later looking back and saying, wow, I did my wedding how I wanted to do it. So always make sure you have that satisfaction. Don't rush, save enough, do it how you want to do it, and don't be pressured. Yeah.
I agree. Whitney?
So what I have to say is, I think you should work with what you have. Don't overstress yourself. Don't go taking loans to get married. I'm not condemning it, but then I feel it's not really advisable. And also, what really matters is after the wedding, That's why we are going home. What are you going to eat? Like, I mean, people don't think about you. After the wedding, that is it. No one calls to us, hello, Mr. Pratt, have you eaten? What did you eat? No. So I think we should always think about after the wedding.
Yeah.
Happy ever after, or happy, how do you say? Happy never after. Yeah.
Well, so I think it's been a great conversation, and thank you.